Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited to have Amy here today, fellow Canadian simmer. Thank you, Amy, so much for coming on here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to meet another Canadian simmer.
Oh my God, the pleasure's definitely the pleasure is here because I'm so excited to talk to another Canadian simmer. We got to talk about the weather. That's
Yep.
literally like small talk for Canadians. Like if you're like, we don't give a shit about anything else. Like, so like, is it snowing there? Is
Yeah.
it raining? What's the weather like? Is it a nice like 20 Celsius? Is it cold? Is it frost? But
Yeah.
I love we gotta get more of us Canadian summers out there because I know there's lots of us. I know there is.
We're
We
just really quiet and
we
polite.
we are very quiet and polite. We're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're Canadian. It's
Yeah.
cool. But Amy, as I start off all my podcasts, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your Sims history?
Yeah. So basically, I've been playing The Sims since like the first one that came out, which
Mm-hmm.
was like what, 2001, 2002, around there.
2000.
Yeah. Holy crap. I feel old.
I know it's 23 years
Oh my
since the
God.
first Sims. It's crazy.
Yeah. So like I started playing like the very first like ones because I think I was like in grade 7 at the time. I was like 12, and like one of my friends had like the game on her computer. Her brother put it on her computer, and we started playing it, and I was like, what is this game? I'm like, I have to play more of this. And
Mm-hmm.
I started playing into it, and like the more I played it, I was just hooked. I was like, this is like the coolest thing ever. I thought it was like that, like so cool because like just there was so much creativity to it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so I got kind of hooked to like The Sims 1, and then finally my parents got like a really good computer where we could run The Sims 1,
Mm-hmm.
and I started getting all the expansion packs and everything, and I pretty much played Sims 1, Sims 2, Sims 3, and now Sims 4. So I've been playing it for years. And then in 2019, because I would dabble with like building and stuff. So I would like pop on The Sims 4 every once in a while and just kind of build stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then my spouse was like, "Oh, your builds are really good. Maybe you should start posting them on the gallery or like social media or something." I'm like, "Nah, I shouldn't do that," or whatever. I was like, they're not that great, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I started doing it anyways, and then it kind of just took off, and I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe there's something to this, I guess." So, and then I just continue from there. So,
I love that. I as an OG simmer, I started playing The Sims in 2003, so it's been 20 years.
mhm.
And I'll be 30 this year, so that's 2/3 of my life that
Yep.
I've played The Sims. It holds on to me. I'm convinced that The Sims is a gateway drug because it's
Yep.
a lot of people's first games. Um, I love The Sims. Like I would say The Sims 1, but like I love the original Sims. Sims 2 was my shit. So
hmm
I actually, funny enough, I made convinced my parents to take me to the States the day Sims 2 came out because they had a Target exclusive.
Oh yeah.
You had to get it at Target, and obviously Target crashed and burned here pretty quickly, but definitely not in like '07.
Yeah.
So I went and I got it, and then I went home and my computer died. And it took 6 months. So I like stared at this game for like 6 months waiting to play it.
Oh no.
I know. And then
Oh.
I got to play it. I fell in love. And then I didn't really play a lot of Sims 3. I truly, to be honest with you, I didn't even think I played Sims 3 until it was pointed out to me. They're like, you played Sims 3, not Sims 4. It wasn't until Kelsey and Peacha K's 100 Baby Challenge with BuzzFeed that I really kind
Mhm.
of got back into The Sims because I was like, the fuck's 100 Baby Challenge?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that? And then I watched it, and then I got my girlfriend involved. Like, my girlfriend like loved it, and then we would sit and watch it, like every Saturday. Like that was like our religion. Like, and then we both decided. Like, I had bought in it because, as you will know, packs are fucking expensive in Canada. Okay,
Uh-huh. Yep,
they are
they are.
not cheap.
Yeah.
So I bought it on Origins when when it was like the $5 sale
Yeah.
when it was like 92% off. Like so podcast friend Alex the Gamer, we sat down and ranked every single expansion pack on Friday night from best to worst. And I told him how expensive the base game was before, like, unless it was on sale. Like, it was like $86 here, like $88.
Oh, I know. It was so expensive
It
when it first came
was
out.
so expensive. And you're like, he's like, what? I was like, yeah, that is how much our expansion packs are, like 55 plus tax. And our tax is not like 6 or 7%. Like our tax is 13%. What's it in BC?
Um, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's pretty high because like I know I paid like for the most recent expansion, which was Growing Together, right? I think I paid like $60-70 for it,
Yeah.
which is
Uh
crazy.
it came out because it was 56.99 or something like that. Because they just put the price up of expansions.
Mhm.
And it worked out to being like 69.18 or something. Like, so almost $70
Yeah, I think that's what it
for,
was. It's pretty close to that, yeah.
so for a fucking expansion, like $70
Mm,
hairs for an expansion pack. That's why
yeah.
you gotta be picky and choosy to like your expansion packs that you buy. Because in the States, they're 40 US dollars. 40
Oh,
US dollars. And especially when they go on sale, it's 20 US dollars for an expansion pack. So it's extremely different for us. Like it's still $30
yeah, it's such
plus
a big
tax.
difference. Well, their taxes aren't as high over there, right? So
Exactly.
we're taxed into oblivion over here.
Oh my God. I'm now making a job where I make real adult money, and now the tax man comes and gets me.
Uh-huh, yeah, that's how it works.
That was eye-opening. Anyways, long story short, I convinced my parents to take me to the States. I had US money and I got it, and I sat on it, couldn't do anything with it. And I like didn't play Sims 3 due to stuff. And then Kelsey and Peach K got me back into it. And then I want to say it was at the pandemic. I really kind of started my Instagram journey. I do appreciate that you were before the pandemic. There's not too many people I've spoken to on this podcast that started doing it before the
Yeah.
pandemic. A lot of us did it during. So my question I like to ask when I stumble upon somebody that started doing this before the pandemic, how has it changed since 2019 to 2023? And like the Simstagram, you Sims YouTuber, Sims Twitter, Sims TikTok, Sims Twitch universe.
Um, I don't think it's necessarily like well, when it comes to like reaching people, like the social media platforms have changed a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have Instagram, like before was just pictures, and now you have Instagram Reels because they're trying to, compete with TikTok now, right? So everything's
Mm-hmm.
video, and you're just like, now I gotta do pictures and video on top of that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's more so like the social media platforms have changed a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, not much else has really changed, in my opinion.
Would you say there's more content creators now than there were back in 2019?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot more people that are building and doing sim stuff for sure. I think also TikTok has really helped with that, right? So,
Mm-hmm. I could not agree more. See, the thing is the new, like, we started building a long time ago, but like we weren't like, I didn't know that like it's like Sims YouTube like was a thing and like speed builds and stuff until like maybe like 3 years ago. So the newer generation that's coming in and like wants to play, they're starting with the YouTube's content. They're able to get shit pretty. They can get G shade and reshade like right away. Like when we like started like back like playing again in like 2019, 2020, we're
mhm.
like, our shit doesn't look like that.
No.
Like I back at the first house I ever built in The Sims 4. It's literally the size of like a fucking giant pizza box of just a perfect square with a
Yeah,
perfect square up top and a pointy roof and like 1,000 windows.
yeah.
And like inside the house had a bowling alley. Because if I'm
Why
gonna
not?
spend $8 on a bowling bag, every fucking house is having
Yeah,
a bowling alley. But like there was no character. And then when I started like seeing on Instagram like people building and stuff, especially like Cookie create a Cookie, again, podcast friend, love her dearly. Her builds are incredible. And I'd be like, holy shit.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have to up my game. And because I've become friends with so many builders and seen their building, I would say that's leveled up my game because I'm all about reshade now.
Yep.
Everything I post has fucking reshade. I will reshade. I will still put it through Photoshop. I will make my shit look good. And the
Yeah.
first builds I ever released on my Saucy channel, which are still there, I will not delete anything off my main channel because I want to watch me grow. You still see the circle from the first person perspective in a lot of photos
Oh yeah.
because I didn't know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amy, do you ever go? The whole point of this segment is, do you ever go back and look at your original builds and are like, oh my God, like what the fuck was I thinking? Or were you just always a genius from straight from the gate?
No, my builds were, I've gone back and looked at my builds a couple times, like when I first started, and I was like, holy Hannah, woo, that's that's something else there. But at the time I was like, oh, this is really great. This is good, you know? But yeah, that's just how it works, right? You just get better and better as you go along. But
Mhm.
um yeah, like even back then I wasn't using reshade either because
Yeah.
I didn't even freaking know about it. Like I was brand new. I had
Yeah.
no idea. The most of the editing that I did was like in Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop to kind of fix up the lighting or the colors or something. So
Yeah.
but other than that, yeah, my builds were like they weren't necessarily like a box per se in the middle of the lot and like no landscaping. Like I did quite a bit of landscaping, but they weren't they weren't very elaborate, let's say. So
So you're saying there weren't like every house has hills, every
no,
house has stone steps to get
no, they
every
were pretty
house,
basic.
every house has like $20,000 worth of landscaping on the outside.
Yeah, no, that wasn't happening. Nope.
Nope. I couldn't agree more. I remember the whole like the Simpson house special is what I'd call my house building special. Two bushes outside the door. That is like all the landscaping I would do. Maybe I would take the paint that's like rocks and like make a sidewalk, but
Yep.
that's it. And then there was just grass everywhere. Like I didn't even bother making a driveway because there was no cars in The Sims. And at that time, I didn't know you could make objects bigger or smaller.
Oh yeah, yeah, I didn't know that either.
Right? And I was like, the fucking stuff. I would see thumbnails. I'm like, how do these fuckers make those items bigger? How
Yeah.
the fuck did they do that? Or like the bugs. I didn't know what debugged was until 2 years ago. I had never experienced it. I was doing my first ever builder collab, and I was like, holy shit. They're like, oh, just use debug items. And I was like, what the fuck's debugged? Like I've been playing Sims for like 19 or like 18 years at this point. I was like, the fuck's debugged? And I
Oh,
Googled it.
I'm just gonna interrupt for a sec because when
Yeah.
we're recording live and everything,
Yeah.
my cat needs out of my bedroom. So I'm just gonna be like 1 second, open the
Yeah.
door, let him out so he doesn't
Yeah. Yeah.
freak out because he'll scratch for like 10,000 years, man. So
That is totally okay. Yeah.
one sec. Okay, sorry.
Yes, that's okay. Hey, I appreciate the honesty. And I guess anybody listening, I want to take this minute and say thank you guys so much for, listening to these podcasts. Like we're coming up to the end of the season and I'm so excited to share with you what I have planned for the
Yeah, I'm
season
back.
finales. Oh no, you're welcome. I was literally taking this time to be like, hi guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is like the like saucy fourth wall break, being like, I know I'm like in a podcast right now, being like, hi everyone.
Yeah.
Saucy here. Thank you for listening. But anyways, so debugged. I didn't know what it was, blew my mind. Have you always known what debug is, or did you learn about it one day and did it change your life?
Well, I learned about it once it came out, when people are like, oh, like when they released that update where you could use all the items and stuff. So that's when I learned about it. So I guess I kind of learned about it when it
Yeah.
came out right away. So I was kind of in the know at that point because I was building quite a bit. So yeah.
Very nice. Okay, what is your favorite debug item that you like to use?
Um, favorite debug item. Oh my God.
I know. I'm putting you on the
Oh,
spot.
jeez. Let's see here. I think I don't know if I can pinpoint it to like one item, but I think a lot of the base game debug items are really useful,
Oh yeah.
especially some of the landscaping pieces, like some of the trees and things. I use those quite a lot, or some of like the shrubs and stuff, because they cover a lot of surface area if you don't want to be putting tiny plants everywhere for 10,000 years. So
Oh, I could not agree more. I love that. I also love the rocks from Cats and Dogs. Like the rocks that look like they've been like on the water and they've
Oh yeah, yeah,
been a little damaged.
yeah.
Oh, stunning. I like building lakes in every house that I build now because every house needs a lake, obviously.
Of course, or a
I
pond
or
or
a
a river.
pond. Yeah, 100% a river. I want a river going behind every house. I want to see beavers in that shit, okay?
Yeah.
Like they gave us bunnies, but they didn't give us beavers.
Yeah.
Hashtag Canadian love. Um, I I just I use those rocks for everything, or like the calla lilies and the thing, the pond, the like for frogs, whatever they hop on, lily pads.
Oh, the lily pads, yeah.
Yeah, like that, like that's all like stunning debugged. I don't know. I also do like the fact that like because I'm gonna be building a gas station in a collab I'm doing. They have fucking gas station shit. It
I
has like
know.
cars and planes. It's cool stuff that's already there. I wish they kind of did a better job telling people it was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Or my favorite thing is stop using already debug items and selling them in kits. You can stop doing that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen that before and I'm just like, I don't know, guys.
I've seen this item before.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's a kit. It's in the kit, but yeah, no, like I really liked debug. But out of curiosity, obviously I'm assuming you don't use CC. Am I right to feel that way?
Sometimes I do. I don't use it as often as I would just regular items.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I like to dabble in it and create with it when I get bored with the regular items in the game. So,
Yeah, like CC to me adds items to the game that we don't have. For
mhm.
example, the CC I download for building is specifically decor, such as pillows,
Yeah. Oh yeah, throw pillows.
blankets.
Don't even get me started on the throw pillow situation.
Oh, I've died on this hill many fucking times in this podcast. I'll die on this hill right now. The fuck do we not have decorative pillows?
I know.
They gave us
Why?
the decor de max fucking kit has a peacock and a vortex in the wall, but it doesn't have a fucking throw blanket. Okay, like I
Yeah.
don't like that's not decor to the max. That's campy goth like god awful stuff that like no one uses.
Yeah, yeah.
How many builds have you seen in the last 6 months that's got that fucking peacock in there? None. None of them.
I don't think I've even used it, to be
No.
honest.
I literally bought it for the wall decal, so you're able to like make the wall like a wall pattern kind of idea.
Oh, the wallpaper.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
roses, but the thing that you put on the wall to kind of give it dimension.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I downloaded it. Like I literally bought that pack just for that. And I never use it because what I wanted to do is when you go to like like downtown, like any city in Canada, there's like these cute little like fun bakeries and they're always like
Hmm.
bright color. I wanted to do that. It looks awful in this. It fell so flat to me. There's no dimension there. You just slightly just it's just like you added a painting to the wall that had like a hole in it. Like it didn't add character. It didn't add the depth I was hoping for.
Oh, that kind of like portal mirror thing or something.
Oh yeah, like I said, the vortex in the wall. They
Yeah.
added the vortex in the wall, but couldn't give us a throw blanket or the rose wallpaper. The roses are the same size of the fucking Sims heads.
Oh yeah.
And the only way you're allowed to use the tiger wallpaper is if you're building Jasmine's fucking castle. Okay. And you want to put tiger wallpaper in her room. 100%. I'm going to give you that. No fucking house has tiger wallpaper in the room. Maybe it's Schwartz and Sandy's we do, but again, Vanderpump Rule reference, we don't like Schwartz and Sandy's, but maybe they fucking do because it's tacky, god awful shit.
Yeah.
But
It's very, very, I noticed the biggest problem I think that they're running into is that they're over stylizing a lot of their stuff.
yes,
I think we just need more basic kind of items,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
let's simplify it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not be the, you know what I mean? Let's not Go crazy. I just, you know what I really want, and it's crazy to say this. I just want solid black paint.
Yeah.
There is no,
Or solid white paint.
yeah, because there's no solid white that because it looks gray.
Yeah, it looks gray or off-white usually. Yep.
Yep. And then the solid black has a white trim below it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Solid black paint. Don't give me a fucking kit that has the most iconic item in the Sims franchise disassembled. You can't even fucking use it. It's just like, remember this? Remember this little heart-shaped bed? We're gonna disassemble it and you can put it in your non-existent basement that no one ever builds in The Sims.
Yeah.
But you can't give me black paint.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
they definitely need to revamp it and go into like the basics. That's what I think, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree. Speaking of that, we talk like like there's been Sims like one Sims pack refresh that happened like 2 years ago and then they
Oh
forgot
yeah, the
about.
spa refresh, yeah.
Yeah. What pack in your mind needs to be refreshed and why?
Oh gosh. Um, I'm just thinking of all the packs. Oh gosh, there's so many. I honestly think the get to work pack needs to be redone. I
Hmm.
really do because um myself, like I've come across these problems trying to play the careers and like I think I've mentioned this in like past videos that I've done, but like I was playing the doctor career
Yeah.
and it's completely bugged because like you get to a certain point you're trying to like make it to like surgeon level and you can't because you have to deliver a Sims baby, but when they come in and you click on them, they don't go anywhere, nothing happens.
Yeah.
So you can't get past that to be able to go ahead with your career. So I think they really need to flush it out
Hmm.
and like add more careers, more career. There needs to be more career options.
I agree. I could not agree 100% more. Like that was the first ever expansion pack. It came out in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool for the time, but it has not aged well, in my personal
No.
opinion. Like think that so it's the same price here. It's like 55.99. It is the same price as cottage living.
Oh wow.
Like that's so weird and gross.
Yeah.
Why is an expansion pack that came out like almost eight it would be 8 years ago
Yeah.
the same price as an expansion pack that came out 2 years ago? And like they do need to revamp the careers. It was like I did the acting career, like that was fun. I did the police career, like that was fun, but it was only fun once. And it
Yeah.
wasn't even fun one. It was only fun to complete a couple levels, but it was the same thing. Like acting career, sit in the chair, the makeup artist gives you the wrong hair, then you get it redone again, and then you go on stage and you sing your song and you do your dance, and then you leave, and then you got like 1,000 simoleon. Like it just became so mundane that I just ended up just sending them to do the career without me.
Yeah.
And if the same effect would happen, what I would want is the same effect not to happen.
Yeah.
I'd want them to be they failed the audition or they didn't do their part or they got recasted because you weren't physically there to ensure that they did everything they were supposed to do. I
Yeah.
want
So more like,
repercussions.
yeah, you want more like scenarios to branch off of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want some depth instead of it just always being like, "Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll just go back tomorrow and just do a different job." Or what I would love, so say like the acting career of it being, well, there's no jobs today. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you're doing the same series for like 5 sim days consecutively.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
actual things, or like for example, like a doc. Say you take the doctor career. Let's actually just have realistic births. Let's just throw that in there. Let's get that. Let's get that going. But let's break it down to doctor. What type of
Hmm.
doctor are you?
Yeah.
And then say like you work like, I don't know, the shift is like say 12 to 12. Well, you just worked an 18-hour day instead of a 12-hour day. Like
Yeah.
again, like that
Variety, right?
the variety, or you're at home and you're on call,
Yeah.
right? Just like stuff like that. Like I think that would add more chaos and more depth. Or like what if you were a doctor that was afraid of blood? Like
Yeah.
again, like fun stories like that, or you're an actress that can't read, or you're an actress that's blind. Like let's even get some fucking disabilities in there.
Yeah.
I would love to see hearing like now we have hearing aids, but actually be deaf. And
Mhm.
they teach Simlish sign language.
Oh,
I
that'd be
think
cool.
that would be
Yeah.
cool. Or blind. Your sim is
Yeah.
blind. And then they actually have the blinded out eyes.
Yeah, I think that would make the game a lot more challenging. I think there definitely needs to be more challenges in the game for sure.
Well, the game's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard anymore.
Yeah.
It's just
Sims 1 was like crazy
so
hard.
Sims 1 was designed to like literally make you feel like you're going insane because everything
Yeah.
always caught on fire. Everything was expensive. And you
Yeah.
actually made real like logistic money for your day of work. I think you made like 75 simoleons for like 10, like 8 hours of work.
Yeah.
Instead of like $712 for 4 hours of work. Like I think you made legit and like your bills were fucking high and
Yeah.
will always do. And you had burglary, like upon a burglar. Just don't give me a welcome wagon that I'm
Yeah.
gonna send away with awful food cake. I want
Yeah.
someone to come in my home and not someone who's a kleptomaniac and steals my shit. I want an actual burglar to come into my home and be like, I'm like, and sneaks around like in the song, the
I
most
know.
iconic song. Like, you knew there was a burglar and you couldn't do anything. You
Yeah, you're
couldn't
like, oh
stop it.
crap.
What are they going to take? I hope it's not my computer or my TV. And it always was. It was always the most expensive item, or your
Yeah.
oven or your
Yeah.
fridge. I think the funniest time is I was literally in the midst of making dinner and the game had glitched and he took my oven and my fridge. But the sim kept cooking the food
Yeah.
because it was already in that animation. And she's just like, I'm just watching the food like go from animation to like plate to plate. And she just like grabs it and it starts eating it. And I'm like, okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
But that's campy shit. That's the shit I want. Like the stuff to come back in The Sims. Not like in my wedding story. So like, yeah, so like just guys, so this pack's all about weddings, but by the way, you can't get married. But like look at the world, look at the build by. But like you can't actually get married because no one will actually attend your wedding because they'll just stand there and not do anything. But look at the cast. Look at
Yeah.
like they're really dedicating stuff to builders and cast where I'd love to see the gameplay aspect get a little bit more love. Like what do you feel? Because I know you're more of a builder.
Well, like I said, I think they could definitely like flush it out to make it more challenging because like you said, the game's just way too easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
With The Sims 1 and even The Sims 2, it was like you had to really micromanage everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything would just fall apart, you know?
Yeah.
So I think they could really just make it way more challenging for players and stuff. Because yeah, they're definitely I think catering more to builders and people who create a Sims because I think there's a lot more of those people playing now in that genre, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they could definitely flesh it out more for sure.
I think they would flesh it out, and then I think they would have more storytellers
Yeah.
and more let's plays out there that would actually want to enjoy their stuff. Because the reason they never really broadcast storytellers is because we like I have a storyteller. We use CC. We
Yeah.
have to use CC
Yeah.
because we need poses. Like
Yes.
we
Yeah.
need these things that EA doesn't provide us. So they don't show us that because they can't, because it's actually not physically in their game, like their everyday game. It
Yeah.
was added in. So I get it. But if they had more stuff, so we didn't actually have to use as much CC or rely on so much of CC, I think that would make a huge difference.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
Yeah.
like, yeah, because I looked into the storytelling stuff at one point and it was like I was like, how do you make these Sims make these facial expressions and stuff? I was like, wait a second, this is all like poses and things I got to download. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's a lot of work.
Honestly, it's a lot of work, but once you're in, you're like knee deep in. Like I think I have like over 500 poses now. So
Oh, wow.
I have poses for everything. I have poses for conversations. I have poses for breaking up. I have poses for getting married. I have engagement poses. I have fighting poses. I have happy poses. I have sad poses. I have poses when they're sitting. I have poses when they're sitting, looking this way, looking this way. It's just how in depth do you want to tell your story?
Yeah.
How in depth, how detailed do you want to get? Like I downloaded a pose to catch a snowflake because I thought that was the cutest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I had to
Yeah.
implement that. I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do it, but they're catching a snowflake. They
Yeah.
my like in my story, they live in California. Yeah, there's snow there. They went somewhere. They went to a mountain. They had snow. It's climate change, kids. I'm sure there's fucking snow there. But like it's like cute stuff like that. Like I will literally find a pose and be like, even if I don't need it, I'll be like, I just need it. Because you never know.
Yeah.
Like never it's like the same thing with CC. Like you just never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, do I need a smiley face nose ring, CC? Maybe not currently, but like maybe I'm doing a side character that may want that. Or maybe I'll be like, oh, like it's like, look at me, I'm being rebellious. I got a nose ring kind of idea. It's just like it's cute shit like that that I feel like The Sims is missing, but mostly they're missing poses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like mostly, like all like they don't have any poses.
No.
No, I that yeah, and royalty stuff, which actually leads me to my next question. I'm sure you saw that the Sims team released that they're like you can vote for their next kit,
Hmm.
and I voted for Gothic and Castles. Out of curiosity, what did you vote for?
I voted for the same ones.
Obviously, because those are the two options that like are required.
Yeah.
We need Gothic shit. I'm tired of pink shit. I'm tired
Yeah.
of it. We don't need any more fucking happy
Pastelly. Yeah.
pastelly. Okay, like the only thing, the pastelly shit I want EA to collab with Barbie for when the Barbie movie comes out in July, which will already be out by the time this podcast comes out. I would love a Barbie clothing pack that's fucking pink pastel with iconic Barbie clothes.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
I'd pay $20 for that. Even if
Yeah.
it was like 20 things. I'd pay $1 thing. I'd go fucking dollar. It's more expensive to go Dollar Ram to get shit these days. I would pay that before like goth. And the thing is I don't want like Wednesday Adam goth. I want true goth. I want multiple shades of goth, like
Yeah.
black. I want lace, and I best have a black lace umbrella in my hand. If I'm having my full goth moment, I want a black lace umbrella and
And then
big,
the castle stuff too, right? Like we
right?
definitely need some of that because like
Yeah,
usually like when you're trying to build like medieval stuff, you're always using stuff from like
vampires.
Vampire Kit, yeah.
Yep.
And then oh, what was the other one?
So when I build a castle, it's vampires, get together, Strangerville for some
Yeah,
of the windows and get
yeah,
famous because that's the only windows that look somewhat okay, is the really
yeah,
long ones.
yeah.
But those are like the only stuff. And everyone's like, we don't have any futuristic stuff. I'm like, yeah, but we don't need it.
No,
No.
we're good. We
We
had the Star Wars pack.
exactly. Okay, honestly, I used to bash the shit out of that pack.
Oh
I'd be
yeah.
like, I'm never buying this pack. The pack is absolute garbage. I got it gifted to me last year for my birthday, from Kev the Builder, because I joked so many times because he'd been on my podcast multiple times and was like, yeah, like I'm gonna get it for you. And I'm like, you don't have to get it for me. And he did, he bought it. Okay. The debugged items are incredible
They are, yeah.
for the gears and like the very steampunk vibe.
Hmm.
And the cast, holy shit. If it because we don't have any form of like elves like in The Sims, it can you kind of get like a really elvish vibe to the clothes. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hair, it's phenomenal. I wouldn't say spend fucking full price. I wouldn't spend $30 on it, but like if it ever went on sale for like $15, yeah, I'd buy it.
Yeah, because I didn't own it for quite a while. Like when it first came out, I was like, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
But then people were saying like, oh, there's like really good build items in it, and I checked out the list, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll try it out, and I wasn't disappointed. So
Yeah. And that's exactly right. You know what I also would be disappointed with? So if we got castles like medieval, you know what I'd also want? I would want medieval build buy. I would also want a medieval cast pack.
oh
Like
yeah, that'd be good.
like
Yeah,
like give me both, but also give me goth fashion, but a goth pack, a goth build pack as well.
yeah, that'd be good.
Like don't just tease me with like one, I'll give me both. But honestly, here's my opinion. I think all four kits were made, and I think they were just trying to see like which kits do we release first?
Yeah, that
Because
could be a possibility. Yeah,
I think the other ones will already be like I'm sure we'll see them in the third or fourth quarter because that's what they seem to be doing is releasing kits. I just never
Yeah.
thought I'd miss stuff packs before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just miss stuff packs. I wish we would get another stuff pack. I mean, I am happy that if the last stuff pack is gonna be paranormal,
That was a while ago too.
that was 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just started my channel, like my YouTube stuff, not my YouTube stuff, my Instagram page when that came out. Because I literally took the day off and I had it building up to it that I built like all the characters from Scooby Doo, all the Hex Girls, my pup named Scooby Doo, classic monsters, the classic clock, because I wanted to like show off my paranormal side because I like love that shit. And
Yeah.
then when I got it, I was like, this is fun. This is awesome. I love this. Like the caravan, like 70s stuff. That's awesome. I wonder what the next stuff pack's gonna be. I'm glad I didn't hold my breath. I'd be blue in the face by now. It's been like 3 years, but we've had, I think there's like 20 kits now.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of kits. Like, and then there's two more coming out this quarter. And this quarter is coming to an end very soon.
Yeah.
This quarter would be ending in July 1st. So
Yeah. So,
or what are they going to give me as another expansion pack? I doubt it, since we just got growing together. Are they going to give us a game pack? If so, like what's going to be in there? Like I don't know. Like I'm not excited anymore for updates.
yeah. The kit situation is kind of interesting because like at first I was like, okay, this is kind of a cool concept and stuff, but they've just been releasing kit after kit, and I'm just like, there's just not a lot of items in these kits, and it's very underwhelming in my opinion, I guess. So
I could not agree more. In my opinion, kits are for console players who cannot have CC. This is
yeah,
them adding those type of characteristics in. If you're a PC player, you have the opportunity to add CC to game. If you so choose don't to, that's on you. But you have that ability where console players do not. So I
yeah,
think it's just adding that in for them. It's basically their version of CC. I think console players should be able to get all of the kits for free. Don't
yeah,
make them pay for them. Make us pay for them because we can choose to want them. But I'm not going to lie to you. The Sim Intimate kit that came out at like, I think it was like February or January,
yeah,
that was phenomenal. Like that exceeded my expectations. I've never bought a cast kit before, but I bought that the day it came out because it was so well made. And like the everyday clutter kit and the bathroom clutter kit, which also I think could have just been two kits.
yeah.
Let's just combine those instead of making hella money off us. Instead of making eight, well, they made $16 off us instead of eight.
Yeah.
Um, but well, like, are they all gonna like? I want a kitchen clutter kit. I want glasses. I want stacks of plates. I want like actual salt and pepper shakers. Like I want cute shit.
You know what they need to do is like, instead of like a kit, like they need to make like a pack or like a stuff pack
Yes.
that just has like kitchen cupboards and
Yes.
counters. We
Yes.
need that badly. We have not had any brand new really counters or anything since like I don't know what the interior decorating one.
Oh
I can't
yeah, the
remember the name
dream
of it.
decor decorator.
Yes,
Yeah, like
it's been a while.
update that shit. Like update that
Yeah.
shit. Like
Like
literally.
I dread decorating kitchens because I feel like I just have like not much to choose from really. So,
Well, every kitchen in The Sims has an island for some reason, self included. I always put islands in my kitchens.
yeah.
And well, now that we have the stovetop from Dream Decor Decorator, they also now have stovetops in there and a sink. I don't know. Like I just like, yeah, I like, can't they just like look at the IKEA catalog and be like,
Yeah.
my dream kitchen? Like literally anything. Or what I actually really want them to do is to refresh Dine Out, but only for food. I want a full pack dedicated to food. I want 100 food items, different nationalities of food, put it in there, add it to the game.
Yeah.
Like we need better food. We need food that's properly debugged. So if we need to pull it out for photos, it's good instead of having to have CC fake food for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like I just kind of want shit like that. Like give us something that's exciting, like update like restaurants. Like
Yeah.
that's a huge part of a lot of people's cultures is eating. And
Yeah.
we treat it like it's been like nothing's been changed with it since what? It's died out. And it's the problem child pack that we love to hate.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take 20 hours to eat at a restaurant.
Oh, I know. I don't think I've even played Dine Out in a long time. I think the last time I played it was like when I first started building. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like so I went to culinary school. So like I'm a chef, like I have my seal. So I literally bought that pack because I was so excited to like finally own a kitchen. It's a
yeah.
personal dream of mine to be a restaurant owner or a bakery owner. And I was so disappointed because the chef's not actually doing anything. Like who gives a fuck that I get to pick what the bussers wear? Like, who gives
Yeah.
a fuck? I don't give a shit. I want to be able to pick my menu. I want to be able to make my menu. I want to be able to pick the prices. I want to be able to write descriptions in, make custom stuff. I want to
Yeah.
be able to like actually physically go in and like basically like a Hell's Kitchen kind of
Yeah. To
scenario.
be able to
Like
customize it all. Yeah.
let's customize it and let's actually pick a wait staff instead of like one waiter. Like let's
Yeah.
actually do these things. Or instead of like putting on the menu food levels you can't cook, you still put it on there. The customers just won't like it. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this tastes no, like have consequences. And now, you know what I want rats. Because most kitchens have rats, kids. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you. Every kitchen I've worked in has had a rat problem. But just like realistic stuff like that, or like have it that the chef owns the building but also lives there, like lives above. Make it a half residential, half restaurant
Yeah.
lot.
That'd be a cool idea.
But we know that they can do it because in the high school years, they have the thrift shop and the bubble tea shop be the same lot,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They have the
right?
two. Yeah.
So we now know that the Sims team is able to do multiple lots per one lot. So
Yeah.
why can't we choose like a restaurant and a home or a store and a home or like be a landlord? Like I think that would be so cool to spend my simoleons on is to buy homes and have them
Yeah.
rented out
Yeah.
and get income that way and actually have an HGTV moment. Buy or fix or upper.
Yeah.
Like
I think that'd be really cool.
that would be very cool. Like literally go like make it like a game pack. Have 20 no, have 10 lots starting from the bare bottom of like 30,000 simoleons and you buy it and you flip it and it's literally like a classic level game. Like you can't go buy the most expensive one. You have to complete each level to be able to get it. I think that would be really fun. And again, adds more realism into the game instead of it being like, oh, cool, here's a house. Oh, my mission is to add wallpaper and flowers. Cool, I did it. Yay, I'm now a
Yeah.
decorator. It's just kind of stuff like that I just kind of was like,
Yeah.
you
More of a
could,
challenge, right?
yeah. I think that's the moral of this podcast is we want more challenge.
Yep.
We don't want like I don't want easy shit. I want challenging stuff. Well, speaking of challenging stuff, your builds are amazing. And
Oh,
for
thank you.
anybody else going in, I feel like would struggle and challenge with being able to do that. Talk to me about your building process.
Okay. Well, basically, before I usually build anything, I try to, gather lots of inspiration. I think a lot of people do that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually look like on Pinterest. Pinterest is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of times I will go on like sites that like sell like floor plans for houses.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times they'll have these pre-built houses that you buy the floor plan for, but they'll show like a picture of the house and stuff. So I'll get like inspiration. I'll pick it from that, or even stuff that I just see like around like the neighborhood I live in. Because I live in
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver, right? So
Yeah.
there's a variety of interesting houses around here. So so I'll take inspiration from that. And then yeah, I just kind of go from there and I just build and I kind of, put my own creative twist on it, I guess. So, yeah, my process isn't really that complicated. So,
Hey, it doesn't have to be complicated to be a good
no.
process. I think that's what makes it such a good process because it's not complicated. Now, I have to ask because you live in BC and I live
Mhm.
in Ontario, so obviously like this, like you're as far as you can possibly get in the West Coast. Like you're as far, you're
Yeah.
good. Well, I'm like dead set in the middle. Um, have you ever built anything that you like in Vancouver in The Sims? So you're just like, I want to put this in the game.
Yeah. Actually, I just finished making a house that is very similar to some of the houses that are in Vancouver. So
Okay.
Vancouver has like a history with different types of pieces of architecture. So
Hmm.
there's a house called the Vancouver Special. I don't know if you know about it.
I don't. I have to hear about this Vancouver special.
Okay, so the Vancouver Special is like they were these houses that were built back in like the 70s. So they started building them like mid 70s ish around there up until like the mid to late 80s. And
Hmm.
basically the whole concept was is the architect that made them was like, let's just build these simplistic homes because they're very simple looking. There's nothing crazy about them. They're like a long rectangle.
Okay.
Yeah, with like a gabled roof. So, and basically the whole concept was to create these houses so people could have multiple families living in them, right?
Yeah.
Because, it was even expensive back then to, live and buy stuff here in Vancouver. So that was the whole idea.
Hmm.
Um, so I decided to build one of these in The Sims and stuffs because I noticed a lot of people around the neighborhood have like, bought these Vancouver special houses and they've renovated them so they look even better now. Some of them are still the original 70s exteriors and everything. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I built one in The Sims and like I have it all done and everything, and it's been sitting in Adobe Premiere for a while, waiting to be finished. So
You
it's there.
you have to get it out, and please tell me when you upload it to the gallery if it's not called Vancouver Special. I'm just gonna be so disappointed.
Oh, it's gonna be. It has to be.
It
So
it has to be. And then once it's uploaded, let me know and I'll have to check it out because that's so funny. So like there's nothing like that in Ontario. Like there's nothing even close to that because a
yeah,
lot of
this is like iconic to Vancouver. Like if you ask any person that's lived in Vancouver for a really long time, they know about the Vancouver Special because these houses were seen as like abominations from like other architects. Like the guy that built them,
yeah.
like a lot of the other architects were like, this house is disgusting, like it was seen as like gross, for the time, but like they were very useful because people could have multiple generation families living in this one house, and it was
Yeah.
able to take up enough square footage on that lot and really utilize it properly, right? So it's something that's pretty iconic to Vancouver, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah.
I definitely like that. I don't really know too much about Vancouver besides like literally if anything needs to be filmed and like that's like foresty is out in
Hmm.
Vancouver. Anything that's metropolitan is Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, since you're in Vancouver, I have to ask, have you ever stumbled across any of the Riverdale cast?
Not me, no, I haven't.
That's fair. That's fair. Cause like anytime you're in Toronto, the boys is always filming.
Oh yeah.
You'll just hear scenes of like the Homelander just like destroying cars. Like you'll just hear it like anytime I'm in Toronto. I'm like, oh, they're
Oh
filming the
my God.
boys.
Yeah.
That's fun. Um, no, that's cool. Okay, so I'm curious, just as a Canadian question, what's it
Mhm.
like to live in Vancouver? Because I've never actually met somebody that was has lived in like born and lived in Vancouver.
Well, I actually wasn't born here, but
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's
So
fair.
I'll fill you in on that. But like
Yeah.
I'm actually from like way up north in northern BC.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in like a really small community like of like 1,000 people.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, about 12 hours north of Vancouver. So I moved here about 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I was working on my graphic design degree,
Oh,
which
okay.
yeah, which I just finished at the end of April. Now I'm looking for work, and that is freaking hell. But
I was
we'll
gonna
talk.
say I feel so bad for you. That's what my
Uh-huh.
first diploma's in is in graphic design. And I wish I would have like met you 3 years ago and I wish I would have called you being like, yeah, don't do it. There's no money in it. You'll never make like there because you got to start off small. You got to start off as a junior
Hmm.
designer.
Yeah.
And like my girlfriend now is a high up marketing executive, but that took her, she's 36, 16 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rough, but yeah, like I've just finished my degree and everything, and I've just been looking for work. But I moved to Vancouver like 2.5 years ago. But yeah, so I'm originally not from here,
Okay, that's fair.
but yeah, I don't know. I like it. Like, I'm definitely more of a small town person. I like my quiet. So there is some things about the city that I hate, and that's mostly just the noise factor, but you kind of get used to it after a while. But Vancouver's really nice though, like because you have the mountains, you have the
Yeah.
ocean, and the weather's really good for the most part. We don't get a lot of snow. We did get a dump last year that was really bad around
Hmm.
Christmas that stalled all the flights and everything, of
Well,
course.
yeah.
And people can't drive in it. That is hysterical to watch.
Yeah.
Because the community I come from up north, we get dumps of snow for
Yeah.
like probably about the same amount that Toronto will probably get, maybe more.
Yeah.
So we're used to driving in it. So when I get to watch people drive down here, it's like you get a bag of popcorn and you're just like, okay, here we go.
I do the same
So
thing because
yeah.
so like, do you have to have winters on in Vancouver? Like your winter tires?
No, you don't. All seasons are usually pretty good.
See here, you have to have winters.
Yep.
There's
Same way
no
with up north. Yeah.
so fucking if ands or buts. Like you must have your winters on. And I was just talking with a simmer this morning who it's law where she lives to have your winters on and winters off. Like you can't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love when it's like snowing to the point that like you shouldn't be driving and people have their all seasons on because you can still clearly see they're wearing like have their all seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all live here. Okay. Like it's the same thing every year. It's like they're like, oh my God, I should probably get my winters on in snowstorm.
Yeah.
You have to pre-plan your winters. You gotta
Yeah.
get the you gotta
Do it at the beginning of October. That's usually the best time to get it done.
that's so funny. Yeah, I said Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Around Thanksgiving time is when you
Yeah.
want to get your win. And then when do you tell people to get your winters off? I'm curious because I said after Easter.
Yeah, I that's usually around the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's gonna snow in April.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we had a weekend in April that was 25 degrees both days. And so Saturday, Sunday, I had a sunburn. Tuesday, I had to shovel snow out of my driveway.
Yeah, that's Canada.
That's Canada weather right there. It's
Yeah.
wild. Okay, but sorry, so BC, I like that for Vancouver. My goal is I want to go out there. I want to visit.
Hmm.
I just don't think I could afford to live there. But question for a small town, because I want to know the difference between a small town in like Ontario
Yeah.
versus a small town in BC. So describe to me what's in your like a small town in BC.
Okay. So basically there's like a grocery store,
Yep.
um, a gas station, which is also our convenience store because it's
Uh,
a Chevron town pantry.
oh my God. Yes. Okay.
Um, at the time when I was growing up, there was a video store because
Okay.
we had VHS, right?
Of course.
Um, and then there was two restaurants.
Oh, okay.
There was a Chinese restaurant. No, sorry, there were three restaurants.
Oh, okay.
We have two Chinese restaurants and a Greek restaurant.
Diversity. Love it. Love to see some
Yeah.
diversity. Like no Tim Hortons.
Nope. Oh, it's small. Like I said, it's like 1,000 people. So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you had to drive to be able to get anything like Tim Hortons or like let's say Subway or anything, you'd have to drive at least 30 minutes west or 30 minutes north.
Okay.
There was bigger communities.
What's your alcohol circle? Like where you buy alcohol? Because I know it's not the same what we have because it's for Ontario. But like when you buy alcohol, what's the name of the store?
It's just the BC liquor store because it's
Okay,
provincial. Yeah.
yes. See, ours is LCBO. It's
Oh,
literally
okay.
just called LCBO. So I was like, your town doesn't have a liquor store?
Oh, ours did. Yeah. Ours did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
be like,
We had
no,
no,
no.
we had a BC liquor store.
You had was it part of the gas station? Because I fucking love that. They have gas stations here in small hick town like towns that are like have like 1,000 people. It's a pizza place, a gas station, a bank, and an LCBO all in the same building. And I'm
No,
like,
it wasn't in all in the same building. Like the gas station was separate, but we have like it's like a strip mall
Yep.
So it's like you have like your grocery store, you have your credit union,
Yep. Of course.
and then you have your we had a sports store at the time there, the person that was running it. And then we have our BC liquor store. I think there was a hair salon, the video store, and then the Chinese restaurant on the end. So
So like, how did you get in trouble as a teenager then, or did you not get in trouble because there was nothing to do?
well, a lot of the people like in my high school, they would mostly go out to like bush parties and stuff. So out
Oh
in the middle
my.
of nowhere and drink and get into trouble that way. I wasn't really much of a drinker, so I didn't really do a lot of partying in high school because I was busy playing The Sims. So
I
and I did karate for quite a while, so that kept me busy. So
There was a karate studio. There we go.
yeah, yeah,
We
there
got
was that too, karate
we got
club, yeah.
that's so fun. So it's basically like the same idea. Very small town, just
Yeah.
very like everything's like very close, but every small town in Ontario has Tim Hortons. Does
Oh
not
wow.
matter if there's 3 people that live in this small town or 500,000. There's a Tim Hortons in every small town.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there is one like 30 minutes away, like because the next town over is like, oh, I think there's about 15,000 people there.
Oh, okay. So we leveled up. We had 14 times more people.
Yeah. So they had to
Oh
put
my
Tim
God.
Hortons in there. And then they have like a no frills grocery store and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit bigger, but
So
yeah.
what was your grocery store? Was it like a no-name Foodland or was it like a legit like a Zehrs?
It was a legit name logo. I don't think they're in business anymore. Like the grocery store that is there now is just like, oh, what is it now? I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. It's some weird name. But anyways, the one that was there when I was growing up was Super Value.
Okay.
Yeah, but they don't use that name anymore,
No.
I guess. So, but yeah, that was there. And then there used to be like a Shoppers Food Mart.
Not a Shoppers Drug Mart.
No, it's a Shoppers Food Mart, which they don't have anymore. They closed those down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shoppers Drug Mart probably sued them for they're pretty close to the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what was there before, but yeah, not there anymore.
I love that. I love that small town shit. That's what I'm curious because everyone's always like BC is the place to be at. And then I'm like, yeah, but it's so expensive. And then people from out there are like, yeah, Ontario is cool, but it's expensive. I'm like, they're both expensive.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I recommend anybody coming to Canada, like, yo, don't be in like the southwestern part of Ontario. Like be north. Like be
Yeah.
up north, like be up in like the provincial park areas. Like go there.
Yeah, if you have like work and stuff or like remote work even, yeah, you
Yeah.
can live in those areas for sure. It works out pretty good, but unfortunately, the graphic design jobs are in Vancouver, so that's where I'm at.
Oh, 100%. Stay
Uh,
out there because I know there's a lot of design firms out there because like in like because like I said like I'm about an hour outside of Toronto.
mhm.
Um I've worked in the print industry for a long time. So like I
Yeah,
know like the graphic designer world pretty well. I know a lot of design firms and they go through designers like left, right, and center. Like they literally pay them 35,000 a year to start, long hours, and you get no credit for the designs you make because it's for the company. It's not for you personally,
yeah, yeah,
right?
that's the thing.
That's the thing. So like, yeah, you can build up a portfolio, but you don't actually don't own the rights to the artwork. It's the company owns the rights to the artwork.
Yeah,
They don't like their stuff being shown. So, oh yeah, my heart goes out to you. But there are jobs out there. It's just there's a lot of people looking at the same
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah, I've noticed.
It's
It's been
not
insane.
oh yeah, it's like the reason like I'll get like marketing jobs because that's what my second diploma's in is marketing.
Yeah,
I guess I mean my 2.5, my point 0.5 diploma is in social media marketing. And people will ask me like, oh, can you do graphic design? Because I hire both. It's you
yeah,
have to be a
they
graphic
want,
designer and a social media person.
I know they want everything for nothing. And it's just like, guys, it's not
Yeah.
how it works.
Or they want to have like because when I had a midlife crisis a couple years ago and I was trying to find new employment, so I applied to graphic design jobs because I know like I have some little kick in me. I know how to use Illustrator and Photoshop pretty well.
Yeah,
But they wanted web. They
yep.
wanted was it UXV or UX whatever
UX UI design, yeah.
UX UI. They
Oh yeah,
wanted
they want a laundry list, man.
they
It's
yeah,
crazy.
like they wanted me to have like a multimedia diploma and a bachelor, so I'd have to go to university for a
Yeah.
job that makes $16 an hour.
Yeah, that's too low.
That's a
Uh
little too low, my friend.
yeah,
That's
I
not that's like minimum wage.
yeah, the lowest I will accept is like 41,000 a year
Yeah.
because I have a bachelor's degree in
Yeah.
graphic design. I'm not going to work for $16 an hour. No,
No.
thank you.
No.
So and then I have an education like as well from because I did aesthetics school.
Oh, okay.
So I was an esthetician for like 8, 9 years. And so I worked in the spa industry for quite a long time. And then
Hmm.
you only get like a diploma in that or a certificate or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pay is just so low for that. And
Hmm.
it's really hard on your body. So I just decided, no, I want to do something in the creative field. So that's how I kind of segued into design. But yeah, they need to pay more.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's why I left the field pretty quickly. Because I was working at a restaurant at the time and I got to decorate all their cakes because I had the eye for creation.
Hmm.
But I got bored being a graphic designer. Like how many
Yeah.
things can you create in Photoshop? How many things can you create in Illustrator? Like I just kind of got really repetitive with it. So I was
Yep,
like,
it
oh,
does.
food, I could just be really creative. I can literally make anything. And then when I got into cake design, like that's endless.
Yeah.
As you can literally do anything. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way as a graphic designer at some points. Where you're like, I can do anything. Um, but it's just the same method of just being creative. You've just decided that esthetician wasn't your neat field to be creative, but you just picked graphic design. It's just the same creative field. You
Mm,
just picked a different avenue to
yeah.
be creative, which I love.
Well, and that's the other thing too, like, because like with graphic design, yeah, it can get pretty monotonous doing the same thing over and over. So that's where like the content creation for me comes in with The
Yeah.
Sims. That is my outlet, my big creative outlet. Like
Mhm.
I love making videos. I love video editing. I love putting all that together. Like that's like chef's kiss for me. So
I
that and that's where I eventually want to segue in with graphic design is I would
yeah.
love to go into like video editing and video production and stuff. So yeah,
Well,
someday.
uh, I hope you get into that. I wish you the best of luck. If I can throw any advice to you, do not work for any type of sign industry graphic designing. It will destroy you because you're not actually being creative. You need to
Yeah.
pick
Ugh,
because like you're just basically making business cards and updating people's logos. You will die.
yeah.
Your dreams will go to die. I've watched so many graphic designers come in with their shiny portfolio and they're so excited and we just are like you're not going to be doing any of this here.
Yeah.
You're going to be sitting printing and
Yeah.
writing phone numbers on things. If that's something you want to do, awesome. If you don't want to do it, you also don't have 16 days to put through a proposal or like project. You have 30 minutes. Go.
Yeah.
Like
It's just
it like
yeah.
literally eats your soul. So my advice to you, I've seen and because I'm no longer in the print industry, but I've been in the print industry for about 8 years. And in that time I've seen about 20 graphic designers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not like big on print anyways, so I don't think I'm gonna have that issue. So
But
yeah.
learn print if you can, because it's really
Oh, we did.
important.
Oh, don't worry. Our degree was
Oh yeah,
like we were focusing a little too much on it was the problem.
because print can just make or break you.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. You can have the best design in the world, but if you can't print it, it's garbage.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Well, Amy, I got a couple more questions for you. I'm gonna wrap up
Mhm.
this interview. I know we talked a lot about like your building process. What is your favorite build you've ever built and why?
Oh gosh. You know what? I'm gonna pull up my Instagram on my phone here because I've done so many builds now that it's hard to pick it off the top of my head. So let's
I
have a
love that.
look. Man, oh man, favorite.
Yeah, your favorite build. Could be anything.
Hmm. I really enjoyed doing my woodland witch cottage, and I did that back in January of last year.
Okay.
Yeah. It's on YouTube. There's a speed build for it. It seems to be doing quite well on YouTube. It's got 24,000 views.
Holy shit. That's really
Yeah.
good.
It's somehow picked up, but I really enjoyed that one because it's like this cute little witch cottage that I built in the world of, oh, what's that place?
Like Riverbrook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that area because I felt like the environment really fit it. But I loved building that one. I just love like the aesthetic of it and everything just kind of worked out well with it. So
Hmm.
I think that's definitely my favorite one. So
That's awesome. And what advice could you give to anybody who's wanting to start to build?
oh boy. Let me see advice. I think just don't be too hard on yourself. Like the build doesn't need to be perfect. The
Hmm.
biggest thing too is to remember to have fun while you're doing it, because that's the whole point while you're doing it. Like if
Yeah,
you're not having fun creating it, then there's no point. You're
exactly.
doing it for other people. So I think just yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Have fun with it. Also, like it takes time to really build up the skills with it too.
Hmm.
So even if the build doesn't look quite the way you want it to, it will eventually. It takes time, it takes practice, just like with anything. So those are kind of the things I could suggest, I guess.
Well, Amy, I think that is such fantastic advice. I want to thank you so much for coming here today and just, sharing what it's like to be a builder and just, sharing some wisdom and just, getting to know you. For anybody that wants to follow you, where can we find your amazing work?
Oh boy, lots of different places. So my Instagram, which is Elfishlyamie, Twitter, same thing, and my YouTube is Elfishlyamie as well. So those are the main places I'm on. I'm also on Pinterest as well. I post my builds there too. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Very nice. Well, everybody, please go check out Amy. The links are going to be below. Amy, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you today. I hope this isn't the last time we're on a podcast just because we got to represent Canada over here.
That's right.
We need to get more Canadian simmers. There's
That's
lots
right,
of people
A.
in the
Oh, I
UK.
forgot to put
Oh,
the A in
hey, there
there.
we go. Right,
Oh.
A. There's a lot of UK simmers, a lot of American simmers, but there's not a lot of Canadian simmers. Or maybe there are. What if there's so many we just don't know?
Like I said, we're all just hiding. We're
Yeah.
hiding in our igloos because that's what we live in apparently up here.
Oh my God. I've had so many Americans ask me that, like, oh, I actually had somebody comment on a YouTube video because I say, like, I'm from Canada now, like, it's not a secret. And they're
Yeah.
like, but your house looks normal. You don't live in an ice cube.
Oh my God.
They were serious.
Oh, wow.
There, or when I was a kid, because we used to travel to the States because I'm a border town. I'm about an hour away from a border when I like my hometown. And I had an American ask me, they're like, "You're not wearing a parka?" And I'm like, "It's fucking July. The fuck would I be wearing a parka? We have the same weather. It's
Well, that's
it's
the other thing too, like the
yeah,
accent too, like the Canadian accent. I know I'm kind of going off topic here and we're probably just about wrapping it up, but
that's
the
fine.
Canadian accent, like, because I play other games besides Sims, right? So
Yeah.
I play World of Warcraft and stuff, and there'd be times when like I'd be like raiding and I'm on Discord and I have to talk and people are like, "You sound like you're from Minnesota." And I'm like, "How do I sound like I'm from Minnesota?" But apparently, like, the accent is very
Yeah.
like similar, I guess. I don't know. I don't hear it, but
I don't hear it either. Apparently, we have Canadian accents, but I would say if you put somebody from like Ontario to Michigan, Ohio, Chicago,
yeah,
we'd all sound the same.
yeah,
Yeah. No, if you put someone from Texas and Alberta, they're gonna sound the fucking same.
yeah.
Like I mean, if you get to like even like Newfoundland, like holy balls
Oh, Newfoundland. That's like a mixture of like Irish and Scottish and
and drunk.
like yeah, yeah, yeah,
Greatest, nicest people you'll ever meet. Probably they're probably like the fucking nicest people. Anybody from Newfoundland is extremely nice. They'll give you the shirt off their back,
yeah.
but you can't understand what the fuck they're saying.
Oh yeah, it gets really yeah. I know I had a couple friends that were Newfies and yeah, yeah, their accent can get pretty thick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't say you have an accent. Would you say I have an accent?
Not really. I
No,
don't know, but then again,
we're Canadians.
yeah,
This is how we hear each other talk all the time. Now, if we were in like, if they're like LA, they're like, yeah, you have like an accent because you don't breathe through your nose and talk like this. You actually have a soul. But like, yeah, 100%. But no, anyways, I hope, Amy, I hope this is not the last time we got to represent Canada. We got to get more Canadian simmers coming out of the shadows and be like, I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
Let's be proud of it. Anyways, Amy, absolute pleasure getting to know you today. Please go check out Elfishlyamie. All of the links are going to be below. And it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you today.
Well, I had fun. It's always enjoyable to talk about The Sims and, yeah.
Right? That's why I started this podcast. Like this podcast will be, it's almost 2 years old as this is being filmed. This podcast is coming out to like November, December. It will already been like 2.5 years at this point when this
That's
podcast
pretty
comes
good.
out.
That's pretty good.
Right? But yeah, no, September 9th was my first episode in 2021. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I mean, I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but
You're doing pretty good. So
thank you. I know I got sponsors now. I get like
holy,
I know
you're
helps me
doing
pay
it.
for things. Honestly, I hope one day to make this a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until then, I'll continue to swear and make fun of business daddy. So,
Yeah.
anyways, Amy, absolute pleasure. Please go check her links out and have a great rest of your night. Okay.
All right, you too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.